So I'm really liking this. Just up the street from the sycamore tree, noted for Frederick Douglass's speech and those of other people, is this cute little park that I think was opened after the tree had to be cut down. And I've never seen a picket fence done quite like this. It's a very cool idea if you're ever doing a community project. Some of these are directly tied to Frederick Douglass, such as the quote, "Without a struggle, there could be no progress." But the entrance here is a gate. It could be closed, but it's standing open at the moment. And it's just a little art project representing Frederick Douglass and the community as a whole. Frederick Douglass once said, "I prefer to be true to myself even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of other people rather than to be false and incur my own abhorrence." That's pretty heavy. He was a very deep thinker, if you didn't already know. So I'm going to walk into this park. It's late autumn, so it's kind of not as bright and vibrant as it would be in the summer, but you can see they've planted a lot of nice roses in here. And I'm going to come over here to 4 signs. There's a lot of text here. I'm not going to read these to you, but I will just point out that these represent 4 people who in turn represent the people of Brockton, more directly or indirectly. These aren't necessarily people connected to Brockton or to Frederick Douglass, but they got 2 artists, Adalgisa Andrade and Jean-Claude Sante, who is born in Haiti. Adalgisa was born in São Vicente, Cabo Verde, and they were commissioned to represent some figures that represent important communities here. Amilcar Cabral was sort of the philosophical leader of the Cape Verdean Revolution that culminated in 1975 overthrow of the dictatorship, and actually led to the liberation of both Cape Verde and Guinea-Bissau. Amilcar Cabral was assassinated in Guinea in 1973. And so they explain on each of these the connections to Frederick Douglass, which are indirect. They never met because they didn't live at the same time, but they both, in this case, represented the liberation of Africans and African Americans. I was reading the little biography here. I won't read it aloud to you, but please come back. Or we can find this online, I believe. Or we can just ask, because as I read this, I got to the end and I saw this was written by Dr. João Rosa, Executive Director of the Pedro Piche Center for Cape Verdean Studies, Bridgewater State, with assistance from Johari Rosa. I think that's his daughter. João was my professor when I took Cape Verdean language last year. And when he stepped down as executive director to become a professor full-time again, it was Angelo Barbosa who took his position on an interim basis, and they're very good friends. And so that's your connection to Dr. João Rosa. I was pleased to see his name on this. Charlotte Lucien, Haitian Artist Assembly, wrote about Toussaint Louverture. I'm trying to learn French, but I still can't pronounce it. This is a beautiful representation of the liberation of Haiti from France. Susan B. Anthony, whose story I hope you know. This was written by Lee Farrow. And again, this artist is Susie Shaw. And